Bessoir, Angela Dugalić joining us now on stage. Ladies, great to see you.
Hi, thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Are you going to teach Mary some German?
If you wanna.
Maybe after class.
Maybe afterwards. How was that trip, though? Let's start with that, because it looked, like I said, we heard Coach talk about it, and we saw some of the images and pictures, but what was that like to be with your team?
Yeah, it was amazing. I mean, all the stops that we had from Senegal to Germany, obviously that was close to my heart, but we had so much fun and we did a lot and were educated on a lot of things, but then also just had fun as a team.
Yeah, it was truly inspiring. Senegal was probably my favorite. Munich is a beautiful town, and Berlin was so riveting. But Senegal just blew me away with their beauty.
Tell us more about Senegal, because you guys really immersed yourself in that place. And what struck you as you walked around and experienced it?
Yeah, so we were in Dakar for the most part, and then the first day after we landed, we went to Gorée Island and just learned about the history there, how it impacted not only the Senegalese people, but just all of Africa and the United States, on most continents, honestly. And then we got to play with the girls that lived on Gorée Island and some off, but we got to do a little camp with them, and it was so fun, and just learned about them, learned about their culture. And then the next day we went to NBA Africa to play against the Senegalese team, and those girls who were at the camp, they came to come watch us at the game, and it was just so fun to see them again.
I love that. We're going to open up to questions for the media, but I just really quick before we get to questions from the media, I just got to ask you what it's like to be here. You missed all of last year with an ACL tear, which your friend here, Emily, knows a thing or two about. How is your health, and how does it feel just to know that you're back in the mix?
Yeah, thank God I'm good. I've been playing without the brace,
Wow.
which is, that was a really big thing for me. And it's really not even the physical part that I'm worried about. It's more the mental part. And it's still a work in progress, of course. I think it will be for a couple of months, maybe even years. But I'm getting through it, and I feel great when I play. Yeah.
Good. Glad to hear that. Glad to hear that. All right, we're going to open up to media questions. If you have a question, please raise your hand, and we will bring you a microphone.
Michelle on the right.
Hi, ladies. Michelle Smith from The Next. Can you talk about integrating new players into the team and the way that it's shaping your culture, your chemistry, and just how you think that's going?
Yeah, I mean, most of our team came back from last year, and we have 2 new players with Lauren Betts and Amanda Muse, and they've been great. They've been sponges in just learning how we do things, how we train, our standards, and then obviously the freshman class from last year, which are all sophomores now, they are amazing. It's just amazing to see their growth from last year to this year, and it's been super fun, and they also make it easy to integrate new players, but also it goes both ways, so the new players, but also the people that are there.
One person that I've heard mentioned so much with both of you is Cameron Brown, and what she meant to your recovery from the ACL injuries, because she went through that and what she's been able to contribute to your team. So I'd love to just hear your comments about Cam and just overall her impact in your program, because it's pretty profound.
Yeah, I mean, last year with my injury, her and Em were the ones who helped me out the most, and I wasn't in a good mental state, but she kept trying to integrate me into the team and bring me in and just bring life into me, and that just shows what kind of person she is. I wasn't even playing, so a lot of people can just disregard the person who isn't playing, but she looks at us like sisters and teaches us. I find her like a teammate, but also like a coach, because she's capable of doing both.
Yeah, definitely what Angela said. And also Cam's just such a warrior. Like you said, she's been through that injury before a few times, unfortunately, but she just still has so much joy playing out there, and she's such a glue for us and so important in having everyone stick together.
I hear that you're both into art. Is that true? I know we're talking about basketball, but I hear that you're both artists in your own right. So can you share kind of some away from basketball? Yeah, your artistic edge? Go. She's like, Emily first.
Yeah, I just love being creative, and it's so cool because a lot of my teammates are too. So we'll have paint nights at some of our apartments, or just honestly any kind of art. I go through phases. I love crocheting, and a former teammate of ours, she's super good in that too. And then just all of that kind of gets your mind off of it and is therapeutic. And yeah.
What's the best thing you've ever crocheted?
I'm not the best at crocheting, but
It's
I
just
paint
the
a lot
process.
lately.
It's about the process. Yeah. How about you?
I used to do a lot of art in high school, like that, and like when I was younger. And so then when I got to college, I sort of stopped. But recently, they've, I guess, brought me back into it, and I found the love for it again. So it's like a nice escape to really to disassociate. I do a lot of things to do that because I feel like my real life is just so overwhelming sometimes, and I just need something that will calm me down and make me not think about everything that's going on.
You have your team this year, but you also have the Serbian national team and the German national team who will be playing each other in an Olympic qualifying tournament in Brazil in February. So you guys will be, and I understand you're both going to be able to go play. Coach is going to let you go. What's that going to be like playing against each other in Brazil in February?
That is going to be very interesting. It's going to be weird because right now we're clearly wearing the same uniform, and then all of a sudden we're going to have to switch. But she played against the Serbian national team during the summer. I wasn't on that team, so I think it'll be a really good game, and it can go both ways, of course. But our goal is, of course, to be top 3 and to make it into the Olympics, and I think both teams are very, very capable of that.
Yeah, it's an amazing opportunity, and I mean, for my country, for Germany, it's like one of the first times that we've ever been at that qualifying tournament, and then it's also huge for our coach to let us go, and because when she recruited us, she said, we'll make national team work, and it's one thing to say that, but another thing to actually go through with it, especially during that time of the year. So we're both really grateful that we're able to go, and obviously it's super exciting. We watched the draw together. We were on the phone together, and we saw that we'll both be in Brazil, and that's just amazing. I mean, basketball takes you places where you didn't even know you were going to go, and even just living in LA, being from Europe is amazing, and now being able to see and play in another country.
Amazing.
I'm going to go with Michelle on the right.
Can you both talk a little bit about your experience playing internationally and what you bring back and what you bring to UCLA basketball with international experience under your belt?
Yeah, I started playing with a senior team at age 17, so a lot of the women were older than me, so I viewed them as sisters. They viewed me as a daughter, and it was sort of like just like a deer trying to walk. Like at first it was very shaky, and then as it got older, it was learned how to walk. So I think
Bambi.
Bambi, yes. But yeah, so I feel like I bring a lot more to the table when I go to college, just because the European style of play and the American style of play are very, very different, but also very elite. And I think it's a really big asset to be able to do both and to be versatile in those. And I think both of us, because of our experiences from before, are able to do that.
Yeah, I agree with what Angela said. Also, like the European game is a lot more physical, or a lot more is allowed to do, like screening, you're able to do moving screens and all of that. And then I even think with playing with older players, they'd have so much experience. They've played pro already. And I even realized this summer how much I learned from my teammates, and then playing against other professional players, like that IQ part of the game.
I love it. Well, we have to let you guys get on to your next thing, but just real quick, we were looking at the schedule and talking to Corey about who you have coming up. Does this excite you when you look at this? Does it make you nervous? What's the reaction when you think about who you got in the non-con?
Yeah, definitely exciting. I mean, Coach Corey was saying earlier too, if you want to be at the top, you have to get into the ring and fight. And I think I'm super excited for Angela to come back this season. And so I think I'm speaking for you right now, but I think that you have a lot of excitement and fire for you right now.
Well, I will say I'm speaking for all of us that we are excited to have you back. Maybe not the other coaches that have to coach against you guys, but thank you so much for joining us. Best of luck this season.
Thank you, guys.